Hi, Phil here from nowspinning.co.uk, and on this video I wanted to talk about music and about albums. This isn't an unboxing video. It might seem a bit off the wall, but I guess if there's a hidden message in this video, it's to try and help people who might feel the same way. I find that obviously I've been collecting music for decades, long time, albums, CDs, and a lot of them I play a lot and they don't become connected to a specific point in time. For instance, Burn by Deep Purple I bought when I was 15, but because I've played the album so much over the years, that album, although it connects to different parts of my life, it isn't associated with a specific date or a thing. The album I'm going to show you is connected to a specific thing, and because it was only played during a tiny window, and it will forever is connected to that. And it's by Gary Moore. And this album, Run for Cover, very apt really, because when I bought it, my dad had been diagnosed with cancer, and he seemed to be fine, and all of a sudden he wasn't, and he had to go to hospital. And I used to buy a lot of records. I was only 25 at the time, and I bought this, and I just couldn't. I couldn't mentally process what was going on in my life, because I just always thought that my mum and dad would always be around, and I just thought everything was as it should be. And so I used to come home from the hospital and just go into my bedroom and put this on and play as loud as I possibly could, over and over and over. And there was tracks. It's all because as I mentioned, Deep Purple. You all know that I'm a massive Deep Purple fan. So I bought this because Glenn Hughes was on it. So I played like Reach for the Sky, and then those tracks on side 2, Nothing to Lose, and All Messed Up. I played over and over and over again at full volume. And he unfortunately he was only in hospital for a couple of weeks, and he unfortunately passed away. And I never played it again. I just couldn't. I just filed it away. I mean, it's still, I think I can see where the cover's a bit bent there. It's because I think I just pushed it back into the rack. I was 25 and devastated, and I just never played it again. And years and years later, my eldest son Dan got into rock and roll and music and stuff, and he got into Gary Moore, and he started collecting all of Gary Moore's albums, and he bought this one on CD, and he started playing it, and it was as if you just flicked a switch, and I was straight back in my bedroom, not only hearing that music, but actually reliving how I felt as well. And I found it really difficult, but I appreciate that it's a really, really good album. I know it is. And Empty Rooms, it's got some great stuff on it, but it's taken me all this time to be able to play it again, and for the music to latch on to different things. The fact that my son has played it, so it's got a different connection, and the more I try and listen to it, the more it gets connected to different time points, and not just that very, very tiny window in late 1985. So I think that music is like a diary entry. music can amplify an emotion. It's a bit like if you put certain music on in a room, it changes the atmosphere of that room. It becomes a different room. If you go into someone's house and they're playing something, you forever think of that room with that music in it. It gives it an atmosphere. Whether it's happy music or sad, whatever. But I think because what was going on in my life was so huge to me, being a very young 25-year-old, and I just could not imagine a life without my dad being in it. That this music was like carrying me, almost like wishing that everything was going to be all right again, and then it wasn't. So I couldn't play it because it was connected to that. But now, looking back through the lens of time, I can now start to revisit this album and understand that for most people, and all the thousands of people who bought it, I can appreciate it for being one of Gary's and Glenn Hughes' great contributions to music. So if you've got any kind of experiences like that, where music has kind of gone in like a laser and connected itself to a date, hopefully not necessarily like my story, but maybe something that's really happy, then put something in the comments. And I hope this video hasn't been a bit of a downer or anything, but I just thought it had come up again. I'd seen someone post it on a Facebook group, and I thought, it's that album again. I really should play it so it starts to move forwards, because my dad wouldn't want to think that there's an album that's sat there like some kind of bad memory or whatever, because it should be there to celebrate where I was at that time. Anyway, I'll thank you for watching, and I do appreciate all your support, and thank you again, and I'll see you on my next video. Thank you.